Hello and welcome to this video. So I know why you clicked on this video. You want to find out how much I've earned during my first quarter here on YouTube being monetized. So I love making these videos, and I know you guys love to find out how much a small YouTuber makes, especially because I only have 1,000 subscribers and you want to know if YouTube is lucrative. I'm here to tell you that YouTube is a great path to earn some extra income, to build a business, and I'm going to do a lot of future videos in how you would treat YouTube as a business and start earning money from it. So do make sure you are subscribed. So without further ado, I'm going to take you to my YouTube analytics and I'm going to talk more about the process and how you can earn money from YouTube. So this is my YouTube dashboard, and as you can see, there is a custom date from the 1st of January to the end of March, which is basically Q1, so quarter one financially speaking. So over this time period, I have racked up 16,400 views, which is quite a small amount, especially when you look at other YouTubers' numbers. I have 1.5 thousand hours of watch time, which is, for me, that's a lot, okay? So that's no small feat. 176 subscribers, and the estimated revenue for now is going to be blank because I kind of want to show you all the other analytics that you should be looking at in order to understand how to grow on YouTube, especially how to grow in terms of monetization. Because what happens a lot is that people do get monetized and they realize that YouTube does not pay a lot with certain videos, and eventually they quit YouTube because they're only getting a few pennies a day. However, my channel seems to be a bit different, and I kind of want to help people who are thinking of either starting a YouTube channel or are very close to monetization or even after monetization, and how they can actually treat it more like a business, I would say. So currently I have 1,398 subscribers and I get around roughly 150 views per day, which is kind of giving me my constant supply of views. What I want to do in the future is get this from 150 to maybe 300 to maybe 400 and keep on going. I mean, I don't have expectations of miracles, but a doubling every now and then shows good growth. So if you want to treat YouTube like a business, you have to more think of it like a company with revenue coming in, with investments such as the money that you make, you reinvest it into the business, you know, improve your lighting, improve your editing and stuff like that. So currently I'm in early stages, I'm not making a huge ton of money, but when we start talking about it like a business, it makes more sense in order to try optimize things. So currently the footfall or the views we get is around 150 views a day, and I kind of want to increase this by, you know, producing more videos, the things that I can control on my end, which is producing more videos and producing more engaging content that is more shareable, right? There's only thing you can do. That's something that's not in your control, getting more subscribers, because people will either subscribe or not. Sometimes the YouTube algorithm picks you up as a channel and you get lots of traction, but you cannot ever bank on that, especially as a business when you need to know kind of what's going in and what's going out. There are certain things that you cannot control. So if you go into the reach tab, I can see that within this period I have had 230,000 impressions, and impression click-through rate is around 5%, which is, I would say, roughly quite average on YouTube. So in order for me to earn more money and to get more views, essentially views is the currency of YouTube. The more views a video has, the more potential it has to make money, the more potential it has to get more subscribers. Without views, there's really not much going on for you. So impressions is something that leads to views. So an impression click-through rate is how many times someone sees your thumbnail, whether it is on the front screen, whether it's on the suggested sidebar, or even on the end screen or like other places. That's an impression. So if someone sees your thumbnail and clicks on it, that means they get a view. So that impression click-through rate is so important to get. So that means you have to start working on your thumbnails and your titles to make them more enticing for people to click on. So that's one thing that you can do as a YouTuber to increase your overall statistics on this business, to get more views and eventually more revenue. So there is a unique viewers tab. So these are viewers that come and watch maybe one video but they don't stick around. So what you want to do is convert more unique viewers into returning viewers. It's very important to understand your traffic sources. This is where people are coming from in order to watch your videos. So for me, the majority of my traffic is coming from YouTube search, which means that there are new people searching for a specific thing on how to do something, on maybe how to do something, and they come onto my channel for answers and I provide them, and that's why the majority of my traffic is coming from YouTube search. However, suggested videos is my second most dominant form of, you know, people coming into my channel, and this is because having a good click-through rate will mean that the YouTube algorithm kind of sees people are clicking onto it and it will surface your video to even more viewers. So the better you're doing in terms of click-through rate, the more suggested videos you'll get. And channel pages and browse features are quite similar. So they are the impressions that people see on the front screen, you know, on other people's channels sometimes, and on end screens and stuff like that. I also have external traffic. So this is another way in which you can increase the amount of views you get to your videos, is to put them on social media. So for example, Instagram, the majority of my external additional clicks come from Instagram. So every time I post a new video, I put it onto my Instagram story with the link to the video. And this really helps because people who are interested in me will then click on my video and hopefully watch to the end. The thing is, you can have a social media outlet such as Twitter, Instagram, but if your viewers aren't actually engaged with your content, that can actually make your click-through rate worse. What I mean is, if you're just on Instagram and you're not giving anything back to the community and no one really is interested in what you're saying and sometimes clicks on your videos, they're likely not to watch the whole video, and that will send a message to YouTube saying,
this video is not really something that people watch, therefore let's stop showing it to other people and cut our losses. You can give other videos to other people that people will watch, and they'll watch more of it and they'll see more ads and stay on YouTube for longer.
At the end of the day, YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube for as long as possible because that means maximum revenue for them. So start thinking YouTube as a business and you'll think that every step has a way of overcoming. So how do I increase my external clicks? Maybe I put it on social media, but if I just drop bomb, like the link with no context or anything like that, are people actually going to click? And if people are going to click, are they actually going to stay through? That's very important to know. Suggested videos is another one that is a very important and very powerful source for your videos to be clicked from. So for example, the majority of videos are my own videos, which then suggest my other videos, which is really good. This is another reason why you should keep pumping out content more and more. And one thing that is very important is your niche. If you start making videos on different niches, YouTube will not be able to group these videos together. And when you start making videos that are randomly just orientated everywhere, YouTube doesn't know what to suggest alongside with your videos, so it might not even suggest your own videos. Do you understand? So that's why it's very important to have videos within the same niche, and then YouTube will start recommending more of your content to other people. So for example, the majority of the top videos that suggest my content are actually my own videos, but however, when we do go down, we can see that there are videos that are not mine that are suggesting. So for example, this video here, how to apartment hunt in London, it has had over 900 impressions, and that's basically over 900 times it's been shown probably on the side of the video, which is really good. That's why you should be a part of a niche. You should be a part of a niche who, the whole niche supports each other. When they watch one video, viewers are likely to click on another video related to that video, because you don't just watch one video on buying a car and then you just buy the car. You would watch hundreds. Even when you're buying a new phone, an iPhone, whatever, you watch lots of videos. And that's the power of staying in a niche and being suggested. In order to increase your revenue, essentially as a business, you want to create content around a specific niche. You shouldn't really be playing too much into the YouTube algorithm, because if you're giving people what they want, the YouTube algorithm is designed to surface videos to people who actually are looking for certain things. So stop thinking about trying to please the algorithm and start trying to please people in terms of what will they search for, what kind of content are people looking for. So that's very important. A lot of my new recent videos has been about like renting in London and stuff like that, just because I know one video that I produced has done really well from it and other people are looking for the answers for these kind of videos. A part of my channel is about London life, a part of it is to do with finance, and another part of it is to do with YouTube tips. So if I constantly stay in this niche and don't produce videos outside my niche, it will only increase the number of viewers coming to my channel. So now that you know that there are different ways of increasing people to your channel and getting more views, let's actually see how the revenue works, and I'll actually now reveal how much I earned within the first 3 months of being monetized on YouTube. And surprisingly, it is a lot higher than I ever thought it would be, so that's great for me, and I'm just going to continue to optimize the growth of the channel. So when I click on revenue, you can see that within the first 3 months of being monetized, I have earned around £181, which is over $200, and which is crazy from such little amount of views. So you can see that excluding December, because it was only a few days, so in January I earned around £34.31, and January is notoriously known for having the smallest amount of pay for YouTubers, because advertisers don't like to be advertising in January just because everyone just spent their money over Christmas. So a period where the CPM is very low, so the cost per melee for the advertisers is a lot less. Advertisers are basically paying less, so you earn less in terms of monetary reward. So in January it actually did pick up, getting around triple nearly, of £34.31, and February it did pick up a tiny bit more, so £46.75, and then in March it went crazy, it doubled again to £100.25, which is huge. Making £100 a month honestly is really, really good to hear, because it's now I've hit the 3-figure mark, and in terms of growth I would want to hit maybe the 4-figure mark one day, but again I don't have wishes that are too high. I'm not relying on this YouTube income at all. I don't need sponsorships or anything like that, and this money is just gonna be taken for investments, you know, investing in myself and investing into this YouTube business. I mean, I've had to buy more microphones, buy more lenses and stuff like that, so only to increase the production quality, increase the editing and stuff like that. You might just see the revenue, but there are costs behind the scenes, such as paying for subscriptions to video editing, paying for Epidemic Sound subscriptions, and also miscellaneous stuff like when my microphone breaks, when I've lost my dead cat from my microphone and to buy stuff. This has to be come out of a budget, and this budget is the revenue. So revenue is the money coming in, and investments are basically the liabilities or the stuff that is taking my money away from it. So don't think it's all profit, and I do plan to reinvest all this money in one way or another back into the YouTube business. A lot of people might be thinking when revenue comes in, just hold on to it and, you know, be stingy with it and don't reinvest. That is not a good way of creating a business and growing a business, because you really have to reinvest as much as possible. Right now I don't have to pay anyone or anything, so all this money can go back into reinvesting into the YouTube channel, which is only going to grow. Without investment, you're not going to grow at a fast pace, and you're just going to stagger the growth of your company if you want to talk about YouTube in that way. So if I press see more here under revenue, you can see the type of videos that earned me certain amounts of money, and this is where RPM plays a huge deal. So this video, how much YouTube paid me for my first month monetized, which was £26 actually, which is so funny. My first month I earned £26. This video has paid me more than I earned in that first video, which is so funny. So it's had only 396 monetized playback, so only about 400 views on it that are monetized, but it has a huge RPM of £58.46, netting me a total of £29. So these 3 videos have made me more than like probably all of these videos combined. So the second one is how to rent in London. This one actually gets a lot of views, but the RPM is low, so this is a nice comparison to make between that. This one has around like nearly 10 times more views, but makes half as less because the RPM is a lot lower, so that's £3.97. I'm not complaining about the RPM. The RPM of £3.97 is actually more than average on YouTube, and it's mostly to do with the niche that the video is in. So renting in London is not too much to do with finance. Advertisers have a limited budget on how much they're willing to pay people who click on it on that certain niche, but when we talk about money, anything about money has a huge RPM. Similarly, this video has a huge RPM, which is video editing course for beginners, and it's had 125 monetized paybacks and around £8.57. Now I don't know why the RPM is so high for this video. Maybe people are clicking on the adverts more, but it's just something to do with being a video editing guide. Maybe advertisers think that, oh, they can start selling video equipment and courses on video, like maybe Lightroom presets or like After Effects presets and stuff like that. So there's always purchasing power behind, you know, these kind of videos. This video was also talking about money, but the RPM is much less. So RPM is one of those funny things where it really is very video and keyword specific. So it really does depend on your keywords, how much RPM you're initially going to get. But there's no guarantee that the RPM is going to stay high, because when your video reaches a larger audience, what happens is a lot of people might have ad block, a lot of people might not be shown the same frequency of ads as before, just because YouTube is trying to surface your videos to a lot more people. So some people do not like ads, they'll click off it, and YouTube has to take that into consideration, because if they jump off the platform because of the ads, then it really isn't serving YouTube correctly, is it? There's many videos that have made more than £1, and this kind of racks up, and this is why it's so important to produce more content. Honestly, 1 video a week will stunt your growth so much. I know it's easy for me to say that, and a lot of people are a lot more busier than me. I know this to be a fact, and they don't have the time to make 2 videos a week. 2 videos a week is ideal. If you make 2 videos a week for 2 years, you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself that you will be monetized, you'll start making money, and anything goes from then on. Once a week, in my opinion, is just too long a gap for the YouTube consistency algorithm to work in. Once 1 video comes in, you know, it loses pace by the 4th day, maybe 5th day, and by the 7th day it's just too long. So I would highly recommend, if you're really serious about YouTube and you want to treat it like a business, to actually make more content. Consistency is probably the best thing, the easiest thing to do in order to see success on YouTube. And I'm not saying I'm successful by any means. Like, you can just tell by my views and my subscriber count that I'm not a hugely successful YouTuber. But I wanted to make this video for people who are very close to monetization, to actually realistically understand that the niche that you're in is going to hugely determine how much money you're going to make, and also a plethora of things that will determine how much money you make. And I know there's not a huge lot of videos on the internet about YouTubers under like 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers making money and stuff like that, so I definitely want to continue making these videos if you guys still want to watch these videos, in order to educate you and for you to completely understand like how you can increase your revenue. And just to finish the video off, so there are different niches with different revenue amounts. So if you're talking about finance, you're talking about the highest RPM possible. However, if you're doing vlogs and stuff like that, the RPMs are very low. Entertainment RPMs are very low. So RPM stands for revenue per mille, is how much you actually paid per 1,000 views, not even monetized views, like on average per 1,000 views how much you paid. So bear that in mind. Some videos might make you really popular, lots of views, but in the long run it might not actually pay you that much. And I know YouTube should never be about money, because if you get into it just for the money, honestly you run faster than the wind, because the first 1 or 2 years you might not earn a single pence, and that's very, very sad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this and how you can treat your YouTube like a business. In the future I'm going to go through my analytics and explain how my analytics works, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to go through the CPMs for different countries and explain how even if you don't live in a country such as the United States or United Kingdom, you might be able to tailor your content towards earning a bit more revenue by targeting a specific demographic. That's the end of the video, and as always, thank you for watching.